And I'm Mirali Naseed. I'm currently Most Valuable Professional awarded in AI category. So, Deepthi will start the session. Let's start it. It's all over to
Thanks
you,
for
Deepthi.
the yeah. Thanks for the introduction, Miralis. First of all, so happy to have you here in this session. We've been looking forward to collaborate for a long time now, and finally it's happening. So welcome here as a Microsoft MVP in AI. So hello to all the participants. Good evening. So happy to have you all as well to talk about NLP from the scratch. So I am Deepthi Balasubramanian. I'm a Gold Microsoft Student Ambassador from the India region. So in this session, we'll be understanding how artificial intelligence can actually understand us. So we've been interacting with a lot of tools now, like almost every day is not going without the use of you know AI in one form or the other. So we'll be seeing how does AI understand what we are trying to say in natural language. So when you're using Copilot or ChatGPT, you will be just not coding every time, right? So you'll be just saying that I want you to write me an email content. I want you to make an image generation. So that is done using English or any other language, which is basically a natural language. So as we communicate, we are just in the same way sharing to it like it is our friend who can understand what we are trying to say. But what lies under this is that how the artificial intelligence, which is essentially a code file and some infrastructure that is supporting it, able to process and understand the language that we are making. So let us go ahead with the speaker introduction first. I am Deepthi Balasubramanian, as I said. So other than being a Gold Student Ambassador, I am a BTech graduate in Computer Science and Engineering from Vellore Institute of Technology. I am also an AWS AI and ML scholar, and I am the co-founder of the Accessible AI Hub, about which we'll be seeing shortly in the next slide. So over to Mirali for her introduction, her journey uh, towards becoming an MVP.
Yeah. So earlier, I was also a Gold Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. And recently, in this October 2024, I got promoted to the, I got awarded for the Microsoft Most Valuable Professional in AI category. So that's all about myself.
Thanks for that, Mirali. So going ahead, let us begin by talking about what the Accessible AI Hub is. So Accessible AI Hub is a tech community for anyone, be it a student, be it a professional, or anyone who is eager to know how to utilize AI practically and more importantly from the ground so that they can leverage the technology available to make their lives and the lives of those around them better. So what we do is that we are a community of learners, builders, and change makers who are passionate about making AI approachable and most importantly inclusive and accessible to everyone. What we do regularly is that we break down AI into practical and smaller concepts such that everyone can understand through our workshops like these. There are a series of blogs, and you can be assured that we have real life demos. So you can just follow along on your laptop or look at the demos and understand how it is implemented in real life. So if you are interested, you can follow us on YouTube, where we have posted all the previous lectures about foundations of AI, how to create a software development life cycle, how to process data, and how to build your AI model from scratch. You can also follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, and other handles as well. So I'm going to pause here for a couple of seconds if you would like to scan one of the QR codes that is displayed there. Can I get a thumbs up? So let me know once you're done. I'm going to pause for 5 seconds. So just give me a thumbs up if you're excited to learn about AI in this session, and if you're interested in knowing more about uh, how the Accessible AI Hub works, and if you want to be part of it as well. Do you have a question? Okay, thank you. Moving ahead, today's agenda will be covering about what NLP is actually, overview of the Microsoft NLP ecosystem, and some demos. Firstly, we'll be talking about what Azure AI Foundry is, how we can deploy the model there, the model catalog available there, how we can create our own agent, how to prompt and establish the context. Then we'll be looking at sentiment analysis, what it is, how AI can process emotions from the text that we provide. And following that will be how to create your own AI agent, uh, which can effectively perform sentiment analysis and other associated tasks in NLP. Following that will be Q&A session and your certificate form. Okay, moving ahead, we have planned a few icebreakers. So before the session began, we had a chat. So I'm just skipping this slide as of now. Let us now look at what NLP actually is. NLP stands for Natural Language Processing, which means that in a way we are teaching the machines to understand how we are communicating, what we are communicating, and what we want the machine to do for us. So some of the common examples could be Copilot, ChatGPT, Google Translate, your Siri, Alexa, and some spam detection as well. So over to the audience now. Do you come across any of the natural language processing tasks which are not mentioned over there? The fellow student ambassadors in the call can answer as well. Okay, I guess I can provide a little more context so you can understand how surrounded we are by natural language processing and associated prompts. Why NLP matters? Why do we need it in our life? And how it can make our life simpler. Some of the common applications of NLP includes the Microsoft Word, Copilot, Grammarly, where it helps you write uh, perfect English sentences. Some search engines like DuckDuckGo, Google, as we saw voice assistants like Siri, Alexa, some news feeds on various social media platforms, and also translation systems. NLP is there in almost every project or product today in many domains. It can include education, or university, or work environment, or just to improve our productivity. Why is there so much hype about NLP AI in the present day situation? Let us look at that. So going back to around 1950s, we can see that at each point of time, a new invention just transforms everything. Even going back to the early age, identifying the discovering fire or inventing a wheel just changed everything from how we transport from one point to another, or the five elements of matter and all of that. So in 1950s, what excited us the most was the power steering, followed by the microwave in about 1975. Then the cellular network, internet, computers, microcomputers, smartphones, social media, all of these have transformed the way in we think and have accelerated technology in a particular domain, or in some cases have created their own domain as well. So in that row, what has been exciting us the most since 2010 at least, over the last 15 years, is AI. So AI has been always a buzzword around which most of the R&D work, our work culture, our day-to-day activities are evolving. Now let us look at Microsoft's timeline. So while we progress, I hope that all of you have access to the Q&A section. So you can ask your questions in the Q&A chat anytime. You can start posting it, and we'll be taking it up in between and the end of the session. So Vivek, do you have a question? I see your hand raised. Okay, moving forward. Let us look at the Microsoft AI timeline. Around June 2022, GitHub Copilot became generally available for all. After that, in October 2022, the Microsoft Designer product launched. So, where you can create your own design with the help of a few prompts. How exciting is that? Then, in the earlier 2023, the Azure OpenAI service became generally available for everyone, and Microsoft also extended partnership with OpenAI. Then in February 2023, Bing and Edge were powered by GPT-4 model, thus making web search so easy and comfortable for everyone. And in March, ChatGPT and GPT-4 models became available in Azure OpenAI service. The AOAI stands for Azure OpenAI, and also the M365 Copilot uh, was made available, and GitHub also introduced the Copilot. So before we move forward, I wanted to know how many of you have used GitHub Copilot. You can raise your hands. Okay, we see 5, 9 hands raised. So that's a lot of you who have used GitHub Copilot for writing code and all of that. So for those who are not familiar with it, if you are a student, you can get GitHub Copilot license for free until your student membership is valid. So do make sure that you check it out, and it makes our lives so easier. So you can drop your hands. Moving ahead, let us look at a bit of history about what AI is and how it came up in perspective of natural language processing. In about 1965-ish, text written chatbot simulating a psychiatrist known as Eliza came up, and in 1980s to 1990s there were a lot of statistical models that were developed after a research in domains related to AI. And in 2010 to 2015, a lot of these uh, assistants on our iPad or mobile phones all started coming up, like the Google Assistant, Siri. And in present day, not a single day goes without asking a question, be it simple, just a text message, or help me plan this entire event, who knows. So all of these are becoming really inevitable part of our lives, right? So how many of you write a code or do your homeworks without the help of AI in at least one aspect? If you use AI every day, give me a heart. If you do not use AI at least for a single day, you can give me a thumbs up. You can go to reactions and do that. Okay, a lot of you are using AI to boost your productivity. That's so happy to see. And now let us look at how the language models are progressing. So language is the core of how natural language processing works, right? So here you can see on the screen that NN stands for neural network. So when I'm speaking a sentence, let me assume that I have a voice assistant next to me and I want to communicate something. So what I'll be saying is, he had tea and she drank iced coffee. Following that is a full stop. Let me just assume that I am feeding this into ChatGPT or Copilot, meaning there is a chat box available and I'm just feeding it into it. So, I mean, out of context, I'm just giving it words. We have established we are using English in this point, but how does ChatGPT understand what I'm trying to communicate? So what it will do is, the first step is tokenization. Tokenization means you can see that there are about, including the full stop, about 9 or 10 words here, right? So the sentence is broken down into smaller words, and each word is given a number. So each word is allotted a number. The first step is to split the sentence into smaller tokens, and each token is turned into a number. So this is stored by the model. So after that is done, what is happening is that we are combining all the numbers and putting it into a vector. So what a vector means is that you can consider it like an array, which is a sequence of containers storing the value. You can just assume it that way. And once that is done, we are training the model to learn the semantic weight. Semantic means the meaning associated with it. So based on whatever we are providing, we see a meaningful relationship between the words and the context that they're trying to associate. So I'm seeing a little internet issue from my end. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, thanks, Mirali. So once the context is established, we can say that the model is able to understand what we are trying to communicate. Let us see one example which gives a kind of a confusing situation for the model. So the context in which we are talking is really, really important when it comes to conveying what we are expecting out of it. So it says that she had coffee. Let us number it 1, 2, 3. She will be 1, had will be 2, and coffee will be 3. For simplicity, let's consider it as 1, 2, 3. There is she had strength. We know that she is associated with the number 1, had is associated with the number 2, strength can be number 4. We know that coffee is not equal to strength, but she had coffee means she consumed coffee. But she had strength does not mean she ate strength. Okay, she possessed strength, she had it within her. So the context in which we are talking is really important, and that idea is computed in the semantic space. So when we are doing translation also, this plays a really important role here, because uh, we have to understand the context along with the word meaning to establish what you are trying to communicate. It sounds good. So now look, let us look at what's new in the transformers model. So Mary already had coffee that morning, so she didn't accept a cup of iced coffee his colleague offered her. Why didn't Mary accept a coffee? So how I'm providing a context. So let us assume we are giving it like a comprehension paragraph. So where the previous sentence will be the context for the model to understand what we are trying to say. And based on that, I'm asking a question. Why did Mary accept the coffee? So how will the model understand? She will just try to associate the closest words, process the context, and give us a reply. So it is saying Mary already had, then she didn't accept because she already had. So if you can see my cursor here, Mary already had it. She did not accept it because she didn't accept here. Because she already had the coffee, and why she didn't accept? Because she had iced coffee. So we are associating the words that are available here, like Mary did not, which is a negation. Accept is the thing that we are evaluating, and what she did not accept. So it's mostly like a grammar. Our human brain can process it with practice and grammar rules, but the same how we are conversing with the AI and also communicating what we want to say plays a really major role in how we want to establish the context. So now that we understood how the sentence is processed, let us see. Recurrent neural networks are based on a window of words, and the encoder's parameters can be as smart as the sequence it sees. So if you're providing a larger window size, there will be more cost for training, and it will also be more complex, and there can be errors if not handled properly. So if we have a smaller sentence, it is easier to understand. If the sentence is becoming more and more complex, it can lead to more training costs as well as errors. So you can see how the attention mechanism works here. Based on the question we asked, Mary didn't accept coffee. So all of these are highlighted. So based on attention mechanism, these neural networks are able to learn and understand and generate the required answer that we require. So yes, I'm just pausing for a second for you to read the final sentence. Moving ahead, what is GPT model? So we come across Chat GPT, GPT-3, 3.5, GPT-4, and you can see that the number of parameters associated with them are rising tremendously. So initially from zero point 0.1 billion to 1.5 to 175 to 100 trillion, which is humongous. Moving ahead, so if you want to learn more about the Azure OpenAI model, I'll be embedding the link so you can access it later. So some of the key terms are, consider an example, you're asking the AI to extract the mail address from this. So I'm just giving the entire content where the address is present, but how will the AI be able to understand which one is the address, because everything is an English language, right? So would anyone like to answer that? It's okay if you're trying to, but just you can see the email on the screen. So how do you think it can establish the context?
I guess it may look after the venue, the address,
Hmm.
uh, some numbers it may take into,
Okay.
and like that keywords might be identified. So it
Yeah.
may do sentiment analysis as
Okay. That's one way to go about it. We'll be seeing how a sentiment analysis can be done in situations like these. But let us see. The prompt is that the text input that provides some context to the engine on what it is expecting. So imagine you have the copilot, you have a chat box, you're providing the entire thing to it. So the task I'm giving is extract the mailing address. From where it has to extract is something we have to give. Like you can consider it like a reference. So prompt is basically anything that you're providing to an AI, you're communicating what has to be done, and the way how you're doing it is called prompting. So you can see that the output generated by the model is based completely on the prompt that you're provided. So what a token is like, a token can be considered partial or full words that can be processed or produced by the models. So we'll see more about what it is in the upcoming slides. Now let us look at OpenAI and Microsoft. What OpenAI does is that it ensures that the artificial general intelligence, which is a very research-oriented field right now, it can benefit humanity in a good way. What Microsoft's mission is that is to empower every person and organization on this planet to achieve more. They collaborated together to create the GPT 3.5, GPT 4 for text generation. We have Chat GPT, which is conversational, Codex for writing code, and DAL E2 for generating images. So we'll be taking two of these when I'll be showing the demo on Azure Open Foundry in the upcoming slides. So have any of you generated image using Chat GPT or DALI? You can raise your hands. Okay, a lot of you have. That's great. That's great. So moving ahead, let us see how this collaboration has benefited us. So the first one is write a tagline for an ice cream shop. So we are getting the answer in the context of having ice creams. So we serve up smiles with every scoop. So that's a pretty good tagline. So whenever someone sees this, they are going to understand a scoop is associated with an ice cream and this place is a good place for that. So that establishes the context and also benefits us. Next one is you're saying that you're having a trouble getting my Xbox to turn on. So these keywords like trouble, you're having a problem, you're not able to solve it, the response will be something like troubleshooting, how you can fix it. You're saying, thanks, that worked, but what games do you recommend for my 14-year-old? So it can understand that that context is over, which is getting help on how to uh, fix the Xbox. But the follow-up question is how it can, which kind of games can be used. So it's able to understand the context and give the response accordingly. Next one, you're giving a table and create an SQL query for all the customers in Texas. And it is able to understand what you're providing, what you want out of it, and the output is also provided accordingly here. Then the final one is asking an image. I want a ball of fire with vibrant colors to show the speed of innovation at our media and entertainment company. And you can see that a close apt image is generated for that context. Sounds exciting? You can give any reaction, guys, if you find it exciting, and I'm sure you'll be able to use all these models, the right model for the right use case, so that you can make your life more productive. So moving ahead. So this is the basic architecture of how the intelligent data platform is connecting with Microsoft Cloud and supporting us to work with AI models. So I'm just pausing here for a second. Moving ahead. Some of the top use cases in which the customers are innovating can be text summarization. So when you're writing a research paper or you have a lot of notes to cover for your exam, which is on the very next day. So what can be done is that you will just upload the document, you'll just provide a large paragraph and ask it to summarize for you. So it will just give you a good summary that can provide a complete gist of what you're expecting. Then we have the conversational AI. You can have a chat support. You're able to also see a lot of websites having chatbots. Consider Swiggy or anything. So if you have a problem, you just type on the bot and it just gives you the closest possible response. And if it's not able to solve, it's also able to connect you to the point of contact who can help you with it. You're getting writing assistance. This is something that I use almost every day to write emails, to help me come up with impressive PPT content, poster making, and all of that. So it will just boost your creativity and make your life so efficient, so that you can focus more on the creative context and your AI assistant is able to do most of the work for you. And when it comes to scientific research, there is also knowledge mining. And we'll be using for software development as well. One of the classic examples is GitHub Copilot. Not only for writing code, but for explaining what code is there, for debugging it, and for also generating the relevant documentation, making our life really easier. Are there any other use cases that you come across? Feel free to unmute and speak, guys. So if not, you can also use the Q&A channel to post any of the use cases that really excited you or something that you always use. I'm going to wait for a couple of seconds to see if there is any Q&A, but please take your time and think, and you can put it there as well. Moving ahead, just remember, Azure AI is not the same as the Azure OpenAI service. Let us see how. This is the entire Azure AI ecosystem. So to give a gist of whatever is there, at the top layer, we have the Office 365, Dynamics 365, and other partner solutions. On the ground level, which is the fundamental for complete architecture, lies the ML platform, which is Azure Machine Learning. Then over this, we have many customized AI models built based on cognition by a lot of developers. Like the cognition can include vision, speech services, language models, decision-making services, and one of them is the Azure OpenAI service. There are some scenario-based services like the bot, cognitive search, form recognition, video indexer, and also immersive reader. Over this is some of the application platforms like Power Apps, Power Automate, virtual agents, Power BI, and all of that. So you can see that the most common AI models and scenario-based services are used by developers and data scientists in their day-to-day life, while most of the application services are used by business users. Moving ahead, so Azure OpenAI considerations is like if you want a general purpose model that can do a multiple task, for example, like your ChatGPT or Copilot, so it can write code for you, it can prepare agenda if you are going for a vacation, it will summarize your lessons, so it can do a lot of things, which gives the term general purpose model. Or if you want to generate human like content while preserving data privacy and security, which is really, really important. So we'll be covering some responsible AI principles to the end of this session, which has to be kept in mind while you're utilizing any AI for that matter, or to provide a secure ecosystem. Or if you like rapid prototyping, you want to create instead of creating a model, if you want to use an existing model or explore any solution or use case that's been there around, for those things you will use Azure OpenAI service. Moving ahead, along with the Azure OpenAI service, we have other cognitive services in the Azure AI ecosystem, which is again vision, speech, language, and decision making. So if you're interested to experiment with how the OpenAI service is going to work, you can head over to the site Azure OpenAI models. Moving forward, let us now delve into the NLP ecosystem provided by Microsoft. We saw that under cognitive search services, we have vision, which is computer vision, processing, seeing what is around you. Next one is speech, which is able to understand or generate output in terms of human understandable language. Third one is language, where we'll be talking about translation and all of that. And finally, knowledge. So we can also create our own custom natural language processing system using the Azure AI Studio and or the Azure AI Foundry. The first demo will be what Azure AI Foundry looks like. So for that, I'm just going to share my web page window. Just give me 1 second while I share the screen. Can you confirm if you can see the entire screen?
It's not visible.
Yeah, just give me 1 second.
Yep.
Okay, so just go to web and type Azure AI Foundry. So if you're a student, what will be one of the privileges that you get out of Microsoft is that you can use it to create your own Azure account using your university, or even if you're an educator, you can use your educator email ID and get free dollar credits that you can use on the Azure portal. So when you go to your browser and type Azure AI Foundry, log in. This will be the home page or landing page that you can see. So I'm already having a lot of projects, but I'm going to show how you can create your own. So I'm going to click on create new project. So what Azure AI Foundry essentially is that it has all the models that uh, you may use for your projects. Instead of creating the ecosystem from scratch, this one platform uh, consists of almost everything that you uh, need to make your own model. So I'm just going to name it as NLP session demo. So if you're going through a student email ID, you will see a different subscription, which is a student subscription. You can see a different name here, but I'm using my subscription that I have here. And you can see that I'm deploying it in East US 2, which is the region. So when I click on create, a project will be created for me in a few seconds. So what it will do is that it will create me basic things like a container, some storage buckets, uh, which can be used within the region to deploy my model and also create an agent. So it is going to take a few seconds, but meanwhile, would any of you like to share about any AI project or things that you worked on or come across? I'm just heading back here. So meanwhile, by the time it's loading, uh, if you have not worked on AI project, that is still fine. But tell me, what kind of model do you want to look at? So we'll be exploring how image generation takes place, how we can create our own agent, and provide a context to it, and also utilize it for our work. So um,
Ma'am,
let me just, yeah.
ma'am, ma'am, I have worked in teachable machine, means I'm just working on it now.
Okay, that's really great. So, uh, still, I mean, we have seen a lot of services, right? So, which aspect of AI are you utilizing in your project? So, is it vision? Is it translation or anything specific?
Ma'am, it's a machine learning model I'm using.
Okay. So, you're training your own model and processing it for an application. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's great. Thanks for answering. So, coming back to the project, we see that our uh, project is created here. You can see the endpoints and keys here. So what these are helpful is that if you're creating your own website or web page and you don't want it in this ecosystem itself, you can just copy these API keys and communicate with the models that you're deploying right here. So you also have the project endpoint, and what we'll be first seeing is the model catalog. So model catalog in Azure AI Foundry does not only have the Microsoft models. There are about 1900 different models that you can use. You can also see there are model leaderboards. So if you want the most quality having model, you can just go with these most top rank safety models, less cost, more throughput, and all of that. You can just compare it in the model leaderboard and deploy a model as you like. So you can see that we have so many different models. This includes DeepSeek, Sora, O4 Mini, Microsoft's 5 models, Mistral, Llama, and all of these. So basically everything that you need is available. You can also see that Grok is available here. So based on the application you're building, or the type of app that you want to develop, you can choose your model accordingly. So for example, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to click on GPT 4.1, and we are going to deploy this in this project. So it will generally take a few seconds for loading. So I already have it deployed in a different project. I'll just tell you how to deploy your own model and we can proceed accordingly. So when you click on this, you see a button called use this model. You also see the benchmarks available. If I have any existing deployments within this project, you can see all these details here, and you can also fine tune the model if you would like to. So for a particular region, whatever deployment is supported, it will be shown here, and it will also show what type of data, media, and languages it can support. So you can see English, all of these, right? So many languages are supported here. So you can just go through these things and choose the model that you want. Sometimes you will also be able to compare two similar models and decide what you like. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on use this model. I'm leaving everything in the defaults. And you can see that here the region is shown as Australia East. So if you want to change, you can customize it as well. But I'll just go with the defaults for now. So when I click on deploy, it will get deployed in a few seconds to less than a minute. So once this deployment is done, we'll be able to use the model. We can have a complete test over here. You can see that it is deployed. There are also ways how you can use it within your local project as well. You have the code, dependency, you can improvise this code, and all of these is provided here as well. So whatever you do, the code is available here. So you can just do it in the UI, export the keys, export the code, and implement in your own project. How easy is that? So let me just click on open in Playground. So you can see that the deployment is available. Give the model instructions and context. So would anyone like to suggest any context that we want to provide? Any suggestions from the MVP or the student ambassadors here?
Right
So
now,
while
not.
okay, so what this box actually does is that we have used Copilot and ChatGPT, right? So what we'll be doing is we'll just go and ask the question. But what lies under it is that someone has to tell what the AI has to do with whatever we are giving into it. So uh, imagine we are writing exam. So there are some rules that we have to follow, right? So we will be given a question paper. You have to go through every question and write the answer in the answer sheet. So this is the basic instructions we have. So like that, we just have a general case model, but we have to tell what it has to do. So I am going to say that you are uh, trained uh, a computer engineer. Let me just take it. Who likes to answer questions in less than 3 words. You like uh, let us just maybe keep it this way. I'll just apply the changes. So let me just ask a question. How do you explain um, data structures and algorithms? Let me just try, guys. I'm just going with whatever's at the top of my head, but let's see how it's able to respond it. See, organize, solve efficiently, which may not be directly answering the question that I gave, but it's just able to keep in mind what I said. You have to answer in less than 3 words. So if I make it less than 30 words, I'll just apply changes. I'm asking the same question. See, now you can see that it is saying a good definition, which is better than this. So that is how we establish the context here. And one of the classical cases will be like you're a trained chef who's always rude, or you're a trained person in something, you're an expert AI agent who likes to give answers in a more witty way. So those kind of things can be done. And when you click on view code, you're able to see everything here. So whatever is happening is provided here, including the context that I gave, question that I asked, and the response that the assistant was able to generate. This makes our life so easy, is it? give me a heart if you think this platform is making utilization of AI for our projects easier. That's really great, guys. So I think we are running short of time, so I'll just tell you how to deploy other models. You can just click on create new deployment from the base model. Your task for today will be to generate image based on anything that that is in your mind. So you can just type um, any of the models that you want, or you can also select the type of generation that has to take place. So will be your task will be to generate an image. So first thing is you have to figure out which model is used for that. Second one is you're going to generate the image, and third one is you're going to share it on your socials, or you can DM us directly and say that I have learned how to deploy my model today. That sounds good. So you can also explore how agents are created. So it's mostly like what we saw. So for what an agent is, that it is a specialized an assistant, like you can call it, which is specialized in a particular task. So I'm just selecting an existing deployment. You can't see a deployment here because it's deployed in East US too, but the model is in Australia region. So you can just deploy a model, click on next, it will launch the playground and you can try it out. Sounds good? So I'm just going back to the slides here. We'll be seeing how to use AI more responsibly. So AI is not equal to human, right? So, okay, to the right, you can see that this image was generated by DALL-E, which is an image generation model. So you can use this. So what a generative AI is not, is that it is not intelligent, because it can't come up with its own conclusion until we provide a context. It is determinist, it is not deterministic, and it is not grounded to a knowledge base. But what a generative AI cannot do is that understand language or maths as it is, understand human emotions or manners, and also distinguish between reality and imaginary things. So we should ensure that we use AI more responsibly. So AI models can always get hallucinated. So how we can reduce the effect is that we can provide an effective prompt engineering, and provide a good data source for it to refer, and also adjust the parameters like temperature or the max length, and also do some content filtering. So here are some quick links that we'll be sharing with you, so you can read them at your time. Next one is sentiment analysis. What sentiment is, that is emotion but in the form of a text. When I say it's a great product, by this we can say that my emotion is positive and I'm happy about it. But when I say I hate this, I don't like this platform, it means that it's a negative emotion, and that can be understood by the words that we use here. So some of the cases will be getting feedback, getting customer reviews, or on social media as well. So now handing over the session to Mirali for a quick sentiment analysis demo on Azure AI Foundry. So I'm just stopping my screen share for her to proceed. Yes, over to you, Mirali.
Yes. So just allow me to share my screen. All right. So out of these 40 around participants, may I know that how many are the students over here? You can simply raise your hand if you're a student. All right, great, great. So I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, right. So you can simply type as your for students, and once you will type it, you will be able to see that you will be getting 100 as your credits, and along with the free services where you can explore the AI. So once you register for this, you're using your student, your university mail ID, you will be able to see a screen something like this. What you have to do is simply click on this as your AI Foundry. Deepti, can you please paste one link that I have shared with you in the chat box or the Q&A
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that
sure. I'll do it.
yes, thank you. So students, you can just simply go through this link itself. So Deepti has told you that how you can use this as your AI Foundry portal, and I will tell you how you can use this as your portal itself for the same. So what you have to do is this Azure portal. Upon clicking this Azure AI Foundry, scroll a bit down. You have to simply create a resource. You have to use your subscription. You can use any either your student one, or if you have any other one, you can use that. In the resource group, you can create any something. Let's name as demo, and you can name it. And the one main thing that you need to take care is in this region, as of now, these are the locations where it is accessible. So you have to select any of these locations. So in this location, it is by default East US, which is also in this eligible one. So we are letting it the same. You can customize the project name over here, and then simply click on this next. These are all for the customization. In this way, you will be able to create a resource of this as your AI Foundry. Each of these steps are mentioned over here. All right. So once done, it will take us some time. In case if you face any error, you will be simply just click over here, see that what is the error. And if you are not able to understand what is it, simply go with this explain with Copilot, and it will tell you that what the error is. So you can see over here, it is not available. It is already used by a resource. It is telling like this. So in this case, what you have to do is simply click on this previous and see, simply change the name like anything else that is not available. I'm just randomly doing it. As per your project, you can, or any freelancing work or your startup, you can do it consciously. So yeah, once it is done, simply click on this create, and you can see over here, it is initializing the deployment. So meanwhile, it is working. You can do one thing. You can search for the Azure for students, and the first link that comes, click on that, and the page something like this will be visible. What you have to do is you have to once you will click on the start free, by default it will be by default you will be entered in this scheme. But if you are a student, I would suggest to use your university provided email ID to log in for this. So you can see over here, it is still in progress. All right. So meanwhile, it is going on. Simply raise your hand. How many of you are interested in having your own startup? Startup, if you have any idea, plan. Okay, great. So we have entrepreneurs as well in the session. Great, great. So if you have any questions, you can simply write in, access the Q&A block and simply type it over there. So here you can see your deployment is complete. Now we can also go to the resource. Over here you can see build apps and agents in Azure AI Foundry. So simply click on this go to Azure AI Foundry portal. It will land it over there. And let us take this text. Yeah, so Deepti has already briefed you all about this. What you have to do is click on this playground. For the agents, you can go from here. It has lots of playground. Playground is basically you can try something over here. If you like that how it is working and everything, you can proceed further to add it into your project, right? So we have chat, video, audio, images, speech, language, then translator and all the assistants as well. So let us try this language one. Once you click over there, you will be able to see lots of things, right? These are the four basic ones. Extract the information, summarize the information, classify the text, and fine-tune the models. So you can consider this as a small type of project that you use to make using the Python language, right? So it is already included in this. So you don't need to hardcode like everything. So it is already over here. Right. So let us say if I select this, I select the named entities and I simply paste a text over here. And if I click on this run, over here you will be able to see that this text, this one is identified as a location and the confidence is 81%. Then this London and something is addressed, the confidence is 58%. Similarly, all of these services are available. You can try it for free using your student credits. You can explore it over here. And over here you can see configurations are available. You can change that. For example, if you don't want the language English, you can change it to any of the other languages as well. The deployment process, the Dipti has already told you, right? So similarly, all of these are over here. And if you want to delete any of the resources, simply you can go a bit down and then click on this delete and the resource will get deleted. So your like over C, you can see this is the demo is successful, and if you want to delete it, you will be able to get the notification over here. You can also set up the cost alerts because you will be using it will take some cost, right? But if you are a student, you will be using this available credits as well itself. All right, so that was all about the sentiment analysis.